Welcome back, Wolfpack. This is going to be your guide on all of these stones and their various effects in Pokemon Quest. Now, we're not talking move stones today. We are talking power stones. So first and foremost, let's hit this little magnifying glass. I'm going to look at all the stats that are in the game and go over some of them. HP, obvious. Attack, obvious. Critical hit rate, obvious. Critical hit damage increases your critical hits damage. Natural healing is when you're just walking around out of combat, those green numbers that pop up, that's your natural healing. So you'll just recover health over time based on your natural healing percent. Hit healing is lifesteal, okay? This is recovering HP based upon this percentage in the amount of damage that you're doing to the enemy, okay? Healing from KO is the same as lifesteal, except it only counts when you KO an enemy Pokemon. Time to recover is your cooldown when your Pokemon's knocked out, meaning that if this Vileplume is knocked out, if it has a high time to recover percent, or negative percent in this case, it will be back sooner. Duh. HP on recovery is similar to time to recover, except this is the amount of HP that you have when your Pokemon has recovered from fainting. Resistant to negative effects is stuff like attack down, defense down, and speed down. Resistant to status conditions is fairly obvious. It's resistance to poison, burn, sleep paralysis, stuff like that. And movement speed is also fairly obvious. So I wanted to talk about the stones. A lot of people seem to be using the gray plain power stones, which is okay if you want to just go for raw attack or raw HP. But I found it more beneficial to only use the stones that have added benefits, because you could make a full build of nothing but raw attack and raw HP, but that's it. This is going to look exactly the same. Everything is going to say 0, and you might have a couple bingo bonuses, but you're really missing out on the sort of the greater, more in-depth aspects of this game if you're only using the plain power stones. Myself, I make it a point. You'll notice I don't have any of the plain power stones. I can't even show you one as an example because I don't have any. I recycle them immediately every single time. Okay? So I'm going to show you what they do, and I'm going to use Vileplume as an example. Okay, Vileplume has Stun Spore. It has a wait time of 3, attack of 21. It's not very good at all, but we can spam paralysis over and over and over and over again, and I'm going to show you how by building this Vileplume. I'm going to sort of build this team from scratch, and then we're going to talk about stats. Okay, so right off the bat, when I'm selecting stones, what I like to do, you don't have to do any of the things that I'm doing in this guide. This is just how I do it, and I find that the game is more fun. I win more often, and I can take on harder levels with a lower level team just by abusing the hidden stats in the stone. I mean, they're not so hidden, you can see them right there, but instead of just piling on those raw attack and raw HP stones, using these, you can get a lot further, a lot faster. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to build for movement speed. Now, if you're building a Pokemon, obviously you're going to build for different stats. No Pokemon is universal. Okay, I could have another Vileplume that I want to build completely differently. Obviously, I mean, this is Pokemon. Every Pokemon is different, right? We learned that from the anime. So I'm going to build my Vileplume for movement speed. So basically, it's pretty self-explanatory. What I want to look for is movement speed, but how we look for it is very different than just clicking everything with movement speed. Now, we're going to do that at first, but I like to start off with health, okay? Obviously, because you want to keep your Pokemon alive. So right off the bat, we have 33% movement speed. That was easy, okay? So let's drag this over here. I like to keep mine organized left to right, strongest to weakest, but you can do whatever you want. You can just click auto for all I care. So we're gonna be clicking the health nodes only right now because we're just focused on health. And we're gonna be looking for movement speed. So there we go, movement speed again. So you just repeat this process, and basically now that I have 2 slots full of movement speed with 33 and 31. Now, the numbers to beat are 33 and 31, right? So I'm ignoring the stat, right? I'm ignoring these stats. I'm ignoring the amount of health that I get. I'm ignoring all of that. I'm looking for the stats, okay? So at the end of the day, we want this movement speed to be ridiculous, and believe me, it's going to be ridiculous, okay? So we're just going to continue going through and clicking movement speed. All right, so we have 33 and we have 31. All right, 31. Here we go, 32. And we also have natural HP healing, so that's very good. So I'm going to substitute this one out for the 31. Let's see if we can get a movement speed higher than 32. I don't think we will be able to. 23. Okay, let's see. So this is what I do every time I'm going to build a Pokemon. It takes forever, I know, but oh hey, we got 34 movement speed. Okay, so let's see, we got 33 and 32. So I'm going to take this 34 and replace it with the lowest one. There we go. So now we have 33 and we got 34. We also have time to recover from KO, and then the amount of HP we have when we recover from a KO. So now the numbers to beat are 33 and 34, and I don't think I'm going to be able to beat 33 and 34. Yeah, okay. So now we do the same thing with the attack stones. Go all the way back to the beginning, and we're just looking for movement speed, right? If you're building a different Pokemon that you want to do different things, you would look for a different stat, but you would basically do the same method, okay? Go through and click every single one, and we're looking for that magic movement speed. All right, movement speed 36, boom. Slot that in. And then you keep clicking, click, 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 click. Movement speed 37, let's go. And I know that it takes a lot of time, but trust me, if you do this method, you're definitely going to have a lot more fun in the game. Your Pokemon are going to stay alive a lot longer. Obviously, not just building for movement speed, they're not going to stay alive a lot longer, but with other stats, you know, obviously, if you're building for lifesteal, or if you're building for time to recover or natural recovery, it really depends on the Pokemon. I would suggest if you're building sort of a frontline tank that you want to be able to tank a lot of hits and be able to stay alive, I would go for maybe hit healing and natural recovery. If you have something like this, maybe movement speed and you know, stats that are going to make sure that this Pokemon is on the field for a really long time. All right, so this is our movement speed build. We got 37, 36, 33, 27, 34, and 32. All right, so before we were at 0. Now we have a double bingo, so let's see our stats. Scroll down to movement speed. Holy cow, that says 199. 200% movement speed. Oh, and our bingo bonus, movement speed. What? It's almost as if I knew that this would have a synergy with this Pokemon. Go figure. We also get an added bonus of attack of grass type moves percent up by 10%. So the additional effects we get are critical hit damage. We don't have a crit rate, so that doesn't really matter. Critical hit damage is kind of a low tier stat anyway. Time to recover is very good, minus 26.3%. And then when we do recover, we have plus 19.1 HP. We are 16.7% resistant to negative effects, and we are 14.2 resistant to status conditions. So again, I don't have any raw stones. I wasn't going for just raw HP and raw attack, okay? I was looking for one specific stat and making sure that I have the stones with the highest number of that stat. I'm not looking for the highest stones. As you can see, I got a 269 and then I got a 548 over here, okay? So I'm not looking for just straight HP and attack numbers. I'm looking for one specific stat that I want to build into that's going to have synergy with my Pokemon, right? So let's talk about other Pokemon. So we got our movement speed Vileplume. Why don't we, let's hit him with a, let's do cooldown so that we can spam Stun Spore Actually, Stun Spore is already pretty fast. Why don't we widen the range a lot? And then let's hit him with the Stay Strong Stone so that when we do hit him with that Stun Spore, they stay paralyzed. Or we can even take off this wide range and make them paralyzed for a really long time, which is what I'd like to use. But, you know, again, every Pokemon's different. Your build is up to you. So this is our movement speed Vileplume Stun Spore spam, and you're gonna see how fast this Pokemon is. It's actually really ridiculous. Okay, so let's move over to our Electabuzz. Okay, Vileplume's long range, so let's work on our close range guys. Okay, so Ogre the Electabuzz, he has Thunderbolt. All right, it's low attack. Basically it's a whirlwind. Okay, if you play Diablo, we're basically about to build a whirlwind barbarian. Okay, so we're gonna look for hit healing. Okay, so I'm just gonna start with health, and I'm gonna look for hit healing, right? And I'm gonna be doing the same method. Hit healing 1.2, slot that over there. Hit healing 2.5, slot that over there. I'm just repeating the same method that I was doing when I was building my Vileplume. Okay, so let's look at our numbers now that it's full. 1.2, 2.5, and 1.2. So the number, I guess, is 1.2 and 2.5 to beat. Let's see if we can beat that number. I wish these were labeled, to be honest. It is tedious, but it's really worth it. Alright, so 1.4. Let's look at these other stones. This is one with 1.2, but we also get crit rate on this one, so I'm going to swap this one out with this hit healing 1.4, and we also get a nice addition to crit rate. Do you see that? So it would behoove you, if you're looking for one stat, to make sure that it has a synergy with another stat. So crit rate increases your critical hit rate, right? Hit healing increases the amount of life steal you have. So if you're critting a lot, then you're gonna steal more life back. Does that make sense? Of course it does. So I don't think, oh, we got 2.6 hit healing. So we got 2.5, 1.4. And I don't really want to remove this synergy. What else does this stone have? Resistant to status and healing from KO. I'm gonna go ahead and pass. We do have another 2.5, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave it like that because I know I can get some hit healing in my attack stones. So we're just gonna click through the attack stones, repeating the same process. Here we get a 2.6, and let's just leave this 1.4 just for the sake of time. So what I want to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to take the Stay Strong Stone away from Vileplume, and I am going to give it to Electabuzz because Electabuzz has a chance to paralyze opponents. So I'm going to follow what I did the first time around. I'm just going to widen the range, and then I'm going to give Electabuzz the other Stay Strong Stone that we took away. And I could give him an additional shot. This move already isn't very strong, so I'm not really going to do that, but I do want him to be able to spam this move a lot, so I'm going to slot it with a weightless stone. And there's our Electabuzz. Okay, let's go over to our Dragonair. Now this Dragonair dies a lot, and it only has 1 HP node, right? But it does have Dragon Rush, and it does have agility. So I would focus a Pokemon like this on HP from recovery, which is what we can do, but I really want to get some hit healing in there to make sure that our Dragonite is staying on the field for as long as possible. But you know, it's totally up to you. I'd really like to not put movement speed in this Dragonair because I want my Vileplume to be there first. So it already has movement speed plus. I can put a sharing stone in there, which I will, but I wouldn't give movement speed. If you're gonna build a Pokemon for movement speed, I wouldn't put movement speed on the other Pokemon because it's gonna screw it up, right? Unless you want all 3 Pokemon to get there really fast. I want my Vileplume there first to start spamming Stun Spore, and then everyone else to just show up and clean up, right? Plus it also protects our Dragonair. So it's just things to think about when you're building your mons and your team composition. So let's see if we can do, I don't know if I've kept any, to be perfectly honest. HP from recovery is nice. Let's see if we can beat 8.2. We can't beat 8.2, and this is fairly low, so I say we go for hit healing, okay? That's what we're gonna do with this Dragonair. Spoiler alert, I pretty much already have a build. I just wanted to try something different, but we're just gonna go back to hit healing. So basically using the same method again, we're gonna go for hit healing on this Dragonair. There's hit healing. All right. We got our health. Now let's go to attack. Let's see if we can get some maybe we can get some HP on recovery from these attack stones. But it looks like we're gonna be able to find our hit healing. Let's see. HP on recovery is nice. Let's throw that in there. That's what I was looking for. Natural HP healing. We got HP on recovery and hit healing, which is very good for Dragonair. It goes back to what I was saying about synergies within the same stone. There are stones like this sturdy stone. I'm so glad this was right here for the example. There's stones like this sturdy stone that have crit damage and crit rate. These are very good. Don't get rid of these regardless of the number. This is very good. Okay, crit rate plus 10%, which is on the high end, and almost plus 10 crit damage in the same stone. This is something that you're going to want to keep. But let's go back to hit healing. I don't know. Oh, okay, we got 1.1. I think we could beat, yeah, there we go. We got 1.3. Let's see if we can beat 1.1 or 1.3. 1.3 and healing from KO. I'd rather have that than just hit healing alone. All right. So now, I'm going to throw in a Whack Whack Stone. I know he's going to be a sitting duck for a little while, but I want to make sure that he's doing as much damage as possible to keep up the hit healing. It'd be kind of dumb if I didn't, make sure that he was attacking. I know that he's going to have extended wait time, but with the paralysis from our other two mons, it kind of has a synergy with wait time anyway. Alright, so that's our team. Now let's hop into some combat. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to head to 10-4 on Farside Fjord, and I'm not going to put the boys on auto. I'm going to play myself, and I'm just going to show you an example of what we came up with when we were building for specific stats. I got to set up my auto runaway though. My infinite runaway, sorry. Alright, there we go. We're good. Alright. So look at that Vileplume. Boy howdy, that Vileplume is super duper fast. Definitely got there first, just like we wanted. And Dragonair's back up to full health from all that hit healing. We got some paralysis going on. We can really just spam Stun Spore at this point. And easy peasy. Dragonair didn't die, which is a huge surprise. Look at how fast that Vileplume is, good lord. Man. I should build some more movement speed Pokemon. Anyway, so you can see here how easy this is for Vileplume to just come in and paralyze everything. Oh my god! I just got another Stay Strong Stone. Woo! That's going into Vileplume for sure. This isn't the only Pokemon that I use, obviously, but it is a cool little tactic. Vileplume getting there first and allowing you to just spam Stun Spore over and over again with the Stay Strong Stone is very, very strong, and it can help you beat a lot stronger enemies. As you can see, Dragonair's back to 100% full health. Not even a pixel is missing, and they're clearing these waves pretty fast. I'm glad that we got hit healing because Electabuzz is back to full health. I probably could have done more hit healing on Vileplume since she is going to be there first typically and taking the brunt of the damage. But we did get a lot of HP on recovery, so it's sort of a trade-off. even with the speed boost, Vileplume is significantly faster than Dragonair, which is good because we want Vileplume to sort of charge in and lay the groundwork with a bunch of paralysis, if at all possible. It's still up to RNG, but most of the time her moves are going to be off of cooldown. She's going to be there first, and yeah. So Dratini here is at half health, and he's almost back up to 90% from one attack, which is very, very good. He's probably going to go down here if he gets hit by one attack. That's fine. Vileplume, of course, is down. She put in work, and we're getting back all of this health as we're healing. So pay attention to Vileplume's health bar since she came back. She's above half health, and she was just fainted. If we had some hit healing, it'd be very possible for her to go back to full health. Electabuzz is almost back to full health from being at just about half health a little while earlier. Dragonair is back, also at half health. A lot of the times they do start at half health, but we're almost back to completely full health on Dragonair and Electabuzz, and it looks almost like we didn't even do an expedition, or like we just started one. So, again, builds can be very good, and it's not really just dependent on Pokemon. There we go. That's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I very much enjoyed this video. I got a freaking Stay Strong Stone again. I don't know how that happened. And we got a nice little level up. Look at that. Woo! Live. I'm immediately gonna throw this away because, like I said, this is garbage. You guys can keep these and use these, but keep in mind you're adding numbers with no stats. It's like empty calories, right? You're adding health, but there's no stats to go along with it, so you're basically shooting yourself in the foot. There's essentially an empty slot. It'd be like if I were to go into edit team and just leave a slot open. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that right now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope that it was informative. I know it's very sort of informal. I like doing guide videos like this rather than coming up with a script and being super organized, because I'm a hands-on kind of guy. If you guys enjoyed this video, I guess leave it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to comment if you feel so inclined, and subscribe to get updates on all of my newest content drops, and you can only do that if you turn the notification bell on. I know it's a chore, but do it if you want to be a part of the Danger community, I guess. That's all I got for you. You guys have been great. I've been the Danger Moss, and I will see you next time. Bye!